It's a really exciting day today, the start of a project to build what will be a unique facility.
What we're aiming to do here is actually very straightforward, empower individuals to take control of their lives.
This project will be a milestone in the rehabilitation and the help for all spinal injury people.
This site has had a long association with the community. Back in its early days when it was an annex to the Royal Alexandra Hospital for Children, many of the local people acted as nurses, caretakers, gardeners. They had an intense relationship with this site. And as that need faded because tuberculosis and polio were cured, that link with the site was a bit lost and people felt frustrated about it. And the next thing they knew, the sign went up saying it was going to be sold to the highest bidder for real estate development. And people were frankly outraged because it had been given as a charitable donation in the first place, and they felt that charitable philanthropic vein should continue. And so it was a long, hard battle. It's been nearly 15 years to get to the end of this, where we are today, where we're actually going to be building this fantastic facility on this glorious site.
So the beauty about the Sargood Centre, it's not so much creating a hospital environment, but it's more about a residential resort to create a fabulous place for people to recover but also learn new skills.
We have something incredible to celebrate. We have one of the best stories, I think, that the Northern Beaches has had to offer for a very, very long time. This is why we're here and why this site was chosen, because it has the capacity to mend the spirit and feed the soul at the same time the long process of healing the body begins.
It is extraordinary that 91 years after an individual, Frederick Sargood, made a bequest to the state, that bequest is about to be re-engineered to continue to provide great service to a local community.
We've now got governments, we've got the council, we've got the surf club down here, we've got the golf club up here, we've got the board riders here, we've got the beach club over the road, we've got all the restaurants and so on around here, all coming together for a common cause, and that's what's so special about this, and of course the community very much involved.
It's not a question of whether we can afford it or not, it's a question of the fact that we can't afford not to afford it. This is a whole of life facility. It's going to provide people with disability the capacity to transition into the world that we enjoy, to dwell upon their abilities, not their disabilities. This is very much a community triumph that we're celebrating here today.
It's unique not only because of its magnificent setting, not only because the community fought hard to keep this site for this sort of purpose, but because of that partnership between community, between not-for-profit sector and between government. It's delivered a pioneering and unique service.
If I could have woken up 2 years ago and seen that view and been just in the mindset that I'm in when I'm here would just be incredible. I can't believe that something like this can come along and have the history that it does and still follow that same path.
My personal vision is that we'll be pushing people out who will be future leaders of the community. That's what we want. I'd like to see a Prime Minister in a chair one day.
Spinal cord injury people physically go through terrible times, rehabilitation and what have you, and part of the ultimate participation in that journey, we hope for a lot of people, would be to come here to Collaroy.
Essentially what we want to do is make the whole area more accessible. So we do that via our own public works first. We start with things like access for people in wheelchairs into our surf clubs. We then look at the footpaths, if you like, and the footpaths, and we need to make sure there's easy access from the footpath into a shop, into a cafe, into a restaurant, into the club. We have the pool as well, the ocean pool, which is another one that's fully accessible. And we also have the park that is right by that, and the play park, which we can make into a fully accessible playground and complement the area. And it complements what's happening up on this site, which is fantastic.
I think one of the most important aspects of this complex will be that your family will be able to come and stay with you. So when you come out of hospital, before you go home, and suddenly your family are confronted with a new type of person who is leading a different life, they'll be able to come and live with you and learn all about your needs, not only your physical needs, but also your emotional and psychological needs.
The real important synchronicity is that those people who have been injured and have managed to get on top of it have got a great deal to teach and communicate to the people who are newly injured and who are thinking, is this what life's going to be like? Is this worth living? And so that synchronicity of respite and rehabilitation are the real key differences of what Sargood's about.
This is a model that's not about welfare thinking. It's about understanding that everybody in the world needs the skills to be able to deal with whatever life presents them. And our belief is that when people gain those skills, we don't need to be seeing that the only option for people is to stay at home all day on a disability support pension, that the world's their oyster.
I would definitely get involved in Sargood. It is a whole new generation of so-called rehabilitation, and everybody should be a part of it.